Hello kids, this is Faizan Hussain and we were studying the chapter Tissue Class 9 Biology. So, in the last class we have studied about the importance of tissue and we know our next topic is the division of labor. The topic we are going to study is division of labor. You can say here in multicellular organisms, you can say the cell, some cells are specialized. These are specialized cells to perform the one particular function. You can say here the cells or group of cells performs a particular function and occur together and forms a cluster. Got it? What is division of labor? Like for example, I am saying, let's take an example of blood cell. Blood cell. What is the function of blood cells? We are talking about blood cells. There are different type of blood cells: RBCs, WBCs, and blood platelets, plasma. These are the components blood is formed of. So let's take RBC. What is the function of RBCs? The function of RBCs is to carry oxygen. To carry oxygen to different cells. Yes? So here it performs the function to carry, you can say, oxygen to different cells of the body. In this way, in multicellular organisms, we can say in multicellular organism, cells are specialized. Cells are specialized to perform, you can say, to perform one particular function. Here, the cells, you can say, cells are specialized to perform one particular functions occur together and forms cluster. These cluster or these group of cells, these clusters or these group of cells are known as tissue. Here, these cluster or group of cells. What it is? Group of cell. These cluster or group of cells are known as tissue. Generally, they originate from the, you can say, same or you can say common origin, and all of them have the same, you can say, structure and shape. If we are talking about the shape of RBC cells, so almost all RBC cells have the common shape or you can say common structure, right? There might be, you can say, some tissues which are having different shape, like you can say the example complex tissue like xylem. Xylem vessels, xylem tracheids, xylem fibers, all are having different type of shapes, but that are complex one. Now generally we are talking about the common tissue or the, you can say, simple tissue. So generally they are having the common origin, common shape, right, and performs the one particular function. So now if we define the tissue, we can define it as the group of cells have common origin, shape and structure. We can say the group of cells have common origin, shape and structure, right? Work together to perform one particular function. Here, so this is the complete definition of the tissue. The group of cells have the common origin, shape and structure, work together to perform one particular function, right? So we can define tissues as they are having common shape, common structure and you can say common origin, and they all work together to perform the one particular function. Like RBCs, we have taken the example of RBCs. The function of RBC cells is to supply the oxygen. In the same way, we can talk about the osteocytes, right? Osteocyte, bone cell. What is the function of bone cell? To provide the framework to the body, right? So they are having one particular function, right? These are the specialized cell, or you can say specialized to perform one particular function. And division of labor. This is the division of labor. Like we can see, one type of cell performs one type of function only, right? So here the tissues are the combination of cells formed by the combination or group, or you can say cluster of cells. Like we can say tissue of, you can say there are various type of tissues present in heart only. We are taking example of heart. Let's take an example of heart. This is heart, right? Here the heart walls are made up of, you can say, cardiac muscles, right? Here in you can say heart, blood vessels are also present. Blood vessels, these are made up of, you can say, endothelium, or you can say epithelial tissue. Right? Epithelial tissue. Blood vessels are also present. Valves are also present, right? Valves. If we are talking about valves, you can say these are made up of fibrous tissue. Yes, yeah, fibrous tissues. Next, if we are talking about, you can say how it functions. So there is nerve supply from the brain. So here it is having, you can say, nervous tissue also. So this is an organ which is made up of, you can say, different types of tissue, right? Different types of tissue, but here the tissue cardiac muscles. Cardiac muscles performs the function of, you can say, movement, right? Nervous tissue provides the, you can say, signals, right? Valves, you can say, the function of valves is to prevent the excess flow or backflow of the blood. Blood vessels or blood is a connective tissue. Here the blood supplies the oxygen to the heart, right? And it is a connective tissue also here. And blood vessels here, in blood vessels blood flows, and here the walls of blood vessels are made up of endothelium, or you can say epithelial tissue. So every tissue is here which is having a particular function, right? So we have studied that cells combines to form tissue. Cells combine to form tissue. Tissue combines to form organ. Tissue combines to form organ. Mean to say, one type of cell is one type of cells or having the common shape and common structure forms the tissue. Tissue performs one particular function only. Tissue performs one particular function in an organ. So here it is the division of labor. And further we can say also one organ, the function of heart is to pump the blood, right? It is also performing one type of function, right? So in the same way, organ system is there. Yes, organ system, heart, blood vessels combines to form, you can say, organ system, that is circulatory system, which supplies blood in the whole body, right? In this way, organ system combines to form an organism, right? It combines to form organism. Here, so this is very important. Cell combines to form tissue combines to form organ, and organ combines to form organ system, and organ system combines to form, you can say, an organism. Cells, example, Rbcs, WBCs, yes, and muscle cells, nervous cells, nerve cell, you can say, tissue, different type of tissues, epithelial tissue, connective tissue, right, fibrous tissue, organ, heart, blood vessels, arteries, veins, organ system, circulatory system, and other type of system we can say like a digestive system, right, nervous system. Next, organism. These all system combines to form an organism. In this, the function is divided in an you can say in a multicellular organism, right?